I don't think it will come as a shock to anyone when I say that I love cooking, and I especially love cooking with seasonal and ideally local ingredients. One of my favourite things is going to my local greengrocer and seeing what's in season, what's new and what's fresh, and what looks really ripe. So the transition into spring and summer from winter is so exciting for me, because I love the warmer weather, but also because the available seasonal fruits change so much, and they expand out into some of my favourite flavours. There's a greater variety and more colour. Fresh spring veg and stone fruits and berries are starting to come into season, and all the flowers are starting to bloom. At this time of year, I get so excited to try new things, to experiment and play and explore colourful and exciting food. So this week I made some flower and herb barquetti. Barquetti means little boats. Before I made the pasta, I laminated it with fresh herbs and flowers from my aunt and uncle's garden. There's such a variety of edible flowers, and I'm still learning a little bit about it, but luckily my aunt knows a lot about what's safe to eat and what isn't. So for this pasta I used geraniums, forget-me-nots, borage, sage flowers, pansies, parsley, basil and marigolds, and another purple flower that I can't remember the name of. I've never made this style of pasta before, and it was a joy to learn a new process and then to repeat that process over and over and over again. I really enjoy making pasta, and one of my favourite things about it is the steady and repetitive rhythm. There are so many shapes to try and so many ways to make pasta, but for each one, you repeat the process over and over and over again as you make enough to feed you and to feed the people that you're cooking for. I really enjoy that repetitive rhythm, the ability to practice and do something with my hands and to create something lovely through the same movement over and over again. Once I got the hang of this shape, it became quite meditative, and I was able to pray as I worked. I thanked God for the change in season and in the weather, for the flowers and the good foods and the colour that starts to come back into the world in spring. And I prayed that I, as an individual, and we as a church would be able to notice and celebrate the colour and the new life around us, no matter how fresh and delicate that new life may be. I prayed that we may notice and find joy in the beauty around us, and that we might all be able to dwell with the things that are good and true and holy, and that we may be able to truly delight in the good and beautiful things that God brings us this spring.